We walk the footsteps of the trailblazed by our mothers. They bought the land with their blood long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, so my. Oh, sing of my Netherem. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for my Netherem. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, so my. Sing of my Netherem. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for my Netherem. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, so my. Sing of my Netherem. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for my Netherem. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, so my.
The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legends fade to myth, and even myth is forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. Welcome to Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks. This is episode 16, chapters 48, 49, and 50. We are in the final stretch, and as usual, we are joined by the lads.
Yay. Good to see everybody. Am I not muted? Good. I'm on time? All right. Excellent. We're all together.
Yeah.
Front, back, we're here. Good to see you, Echo. Good to see you, Lou. Annie, excellent introduction. Thank you so much. And I put it in the chat next week. Lou gets to read. You better bring it, boy, or I'll shake my fist at you.
Yeah.
How is everybody?
Beard.
Fantastic. Glad to be here.
Excellent.
Excited for the Christmas holiday. Excited for the end of the book, which it kind of lines up
Ooh, yeah.
perfectly.
Yes, Berg,
I
it's
know,
your
we-
fault.
Timed it out pretty good. My fault for what?
I kept going.
Oh.
Hard stop at 50 makes me want to go listen to 51.
I know. I drifted over this morning again, too, like right into the 51. Oh, I got to stop right here real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to start talking about things that I shouldn't be remembering just yet.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining, Echo. Good to see you. Happy to have you here. So let's
Happy
get into
to
it.
have
Where
you
are we
as
at?
well,
Chapter
buddy.
48? Thank you.
I think
So-
we should let people know before we start, Spurg, that you've been let into a very non-exclusive club. You are now part of the Super Tip family.
Yes.
And I believe
Hooray!
it is
Super tips.
Yay.
supertip.g/snake.
Thank you.
So you should probably see if you've got anything there already. If so, you could potentially bring it up on screen. Who knows?
Maybe not, because I closed all of that because it wasn't working right.
Oh my Jesus Christ! Open it up.
Ooh,
Open your tab.
I'm not.
Dude,
Oh my God, Spurg.
Holy
Jesus
crap. All right, here we go.
Berg,
This should work.
I say this with love, but you are really channeling your fucking inner Joey C right now.
Annie, you
Well,
need
no,
to be
I mean,
producer for everything for Spurg, I think.
As Annie was reading the intro, something's going. I don't want to get too hard into the weeds, but like I'm having an issue running too many things at once again. it's not anything that is important. It's just when you were reading, it was doing that thing where you're like, and I'm like, God dang, I'm not putting up with this all day. Like so I immediately made a rash decision to shut it all down. 86 the fries.
Well, we'll
All right,
figure it out.
no, because we're gonna do it. We're doing it now. Now
all right. Well, it's specifically the audio. We'll definitely get that figured out by next week.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's definitely doing it. Otherwise, I'm putting a charge back in. So yeah.
Exactly. There it is. Echo Pineapple, $20 for the snack fund.
There
Right?
you go.
Nice.
It didn't say it's not. It wasn't a voice tip. It has your avatar.
I was going to be
Okay.
really mean. and do a voice tip, and I was like, I'm not going to spasm out. So yes.
Oh, you could.
If you love,
that's kind
if
of
you love
the fun
Smoke
part.
Snake, you can send him some pennies. He gets to keep 90% of what you send, so that's pretty cool as well.
Absolutely. It's an awesome program for smaller creators like myself, who's about halfway, literally, watch hours and subscriber count. Halfway and just enough. And I'm weird about stuff, and I realize that it isn't a bad thing to take help from people, especially when they want to help you. You can't. It's so rude to refuse somebody. Hey, man, can I help you out? Nah, that's mean. So I'm just trying to be, a good person, sort of, in both ways.
Uh-oh.
Now he's gone. Now he's gone. See, that's why supertip.gg/snake help, because he needs a computer or a camera. I'm not sure what it is, but one of the two.
All of the things. I need you know what it is I need a new frontal cortex, some refreshed brain cells, and maybe some new synapses installed, and then we'll be good to go.
Perfect.
Just go to getanew-brain.com.
I love you guys so much. Yes, getabrain.com. That's the way. Download synapse.com. All right, so now that we're thoroughly distracted and so far away from what we're supposed to be doing, let's bring up chapter 48, The Blight.
Yay.
So last chapter, we got to a fort town, basically, and everybody was kind of camping, getting ready. They set things up. We met Lord Ogilmar, and his first kind of cool dude, Ingtar, was there. That's the guy was helping him out. So now we're getting ready to leave and head to the Blight. They stayed the night. They did their thing. They had breakfast. It's time to get out of here. So Lan leads the party out of the fort town towards the Blight. And he's escorted by Ingtar, the guy I just mentioned, and 100 lances, trying not to be inconspicuous like Moraine had mentioned. We get a lot of cool fortress descriptions again. Like, there's just, it's a very, somber morning. They're heading out. So Ingtar gets to a point where they're escorted to the Blight border, and Rand knows they're at the border because he gets like this cold wash over him. It's like, oh, it feels different here. And Ingtar says, "This is where I have to leave you," and he's upset about it. And so Nynaeve is like, "Why are you upset? What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Well, I had to escort you here, and I can go no further. And Lord Ogilmar won't tell me why. Like, I can't go into the Blight like I'm some sort of child." And he's very indignant about it. And then he was like, Are you like so willing to go fight Trollocs and all that? He's like, "Lady, that's why I am. This is what I do." And so he's explaining why he's upset. He's upset because he escorted them there and doesn't have enough time to get back to this other battle that's about to happen at Tarwin's Gap. So
I feel like
pretty ironic.
Oh,
Sorry, I was just gonna say, it was pretty ironic that he's like, "Oh, what am I, some sort of child?" whilst acting like a child,
being petulant about it. Yes.
yeah. Sorry, go on, Annie.
I was saying, I think, in my opinion, that he may be also a little disdained because he doesn't get to go with Lan and be like, "This guy's a legend. I'm right here. I'm already traveling with. I can just go." Oh, dang it! Duty calls.
Excellent point. Because Matt goes, "You can have my place," and Lan stares right at him. He's like, "You shut up, idiot." Because that is Ingtar's bit. He wants to go not just with Lan. It's dude, party like a rock star with Axl Rose right there. Hell yeah, dude. And he does have disdain for Rand, Matt, and Perrin, who are going, who are obviously untrained farm boys. Like they're not even wearing armor. You know what I mean? They're not. They don't have uniform weapon. One has a bow, one has a sword, and the other has an axe. That's it. And Moraine tried to comfort him and let him know everybody has their place in the pattern. You do what you do. We do what we do. We have a very important thread in the pattern. She doesn't explain it to Ingtar why. And he basically says, all right, and kind of relents.
We can't all be main characters, mate. Yeah, jog on. We've got to finish the
exactly. So again, like I mentioned, Nynaeve was chastising him about, being so eager to fight and die. This is why I am. And he looked at Land first and was like, didn't you tell him? Like, don't they know? This is what we do.
Out. God.
Yeah, basically. And oh boy, by the end of this chapter, he does too. So they part ways, and Rand and the party ride on. He starts kind of daydreaming a bit, but then we get like this little flashback. And this is one of the things where I will critique Robert Jordan. Like, I drift a bit in my mind sometimes. And so if you miss this, that he's daydreaming elsewhere and you're getting a flashback of the morning where everybody had left. Lord Algamar led his troops out to the Gap, and then we get a nice story about how every other nation poured out and they'll all meet and join and they'll all fight in Tarwin's Gap. And the villagers that were there at the place that Rand and everybody just left from are fleeing that place to go to even a safer place because they're worried. So there's something going on here that we get. And Annie, you look like we're about to...
Oh,
No, I'm just nodding along.
Okay, I'm trying to be mindful of everybody. Lou?
Listening to what you're saying, dude, this gives me Two Towers vibes of Lord of the Rings when they fled to Harrenhal, the safer place when they were going to do the fight. Like,
we need to go to Helm's Deep.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of that, a little bit of that vibes, but on a much smaller scale because it's just, the one town. It's not everybody already gathered. And so Moraine starts to lead them north while Ingtar heads west to the Gap. All right, brain. And Rand is wondering how far it is to the Blight because they're not quite there yet. It's getting hotter though. Because Egwene mentions that it's warm, and Rand takes his cloak off, throws it all over his pommel of his saddle. Nynaeve is, like listening to the weather. She's like, this is wrong. And Rand himself also feels the wrongness of the weather, which I find interesting. We get a couple of little hints in this chapter that Rand kind of is the channel guy. And as they move on, it gets warmer. It bothers Loyal. Loyal's starting to break a sweat and breathe heavy. And like, God damn, man, this place isn't so great. And it's hot and humid. And they make a point to say that it's humid like the mire in summertime back home. Like another little, man, this is just like when we were home. And they're not going back home. They want to go home bad, but they ain't going home. Rand reaches out, like, as they're moving on, they're starting getting into, like, the edge of the Blight, and Rand reaches out to this weird-looking tree that has, like, black flecks on it. It has, like, a yellow and red sickness kind of growing into it. And Land quickly yells at him, don't touch anything, I told you. Like, he's yelling at them like they're kids. And Rand, pulls his hand back. But Land goes on to explain what a stick is. And if it won't bite you or outright attack you, but if it does bite you, you lost that limb, basically, because whatever that thing does will turn you into jelly so it can eat you.
It doesn't inject you with like venom like a snake. It injects you with basically liquid stomach acid. So as soon as it starts getting into you, it starts just being like, well, we're just going to start dissolving your body so I can come over and eat your mush.
Gross.
Yeah, really horrifying. That's worse than
Eastern.
venom.
Thank you. They went north. Ingtar went east. Thank you, Chris. That's why I need you here, dude. I need Chris here. He's our chat staple. He will correct all my mistakes.
It's quicker than Google as well. He's good.
Yes, exactly. Chris has an amazing recall.
Mm.
They mentioned that they're just on the fringe of the Blight. Keep up and keep quiet. Just stay close, keep quiet, don't touch anything. And they push on for a little bit. We get a nice description of the smell. Rotten meats and basically hot garbage. I'm being facetious, but it's like everything's decaying, it's rotting away. As a fruit ripens, it's rotting as it's ripening. So it's spoiled right off the tree.
I
and
imagine it
smells so
also
bad.
smells like sulfur.
Yes, egg farts for those who want to know. Side tangent. I had a friend. We would go to an amusement park every summer, a couple times a summer, and I had a friend who would literally eat hard-boiled eggs like the night before, in the morning of, for the car ride.
What a sicko.
Yes.
What a
Speaking of, yeah, I know. Friends. What are friends for? And speaking of that smell, Matt gets sick from it twice. I apologize. He empties his stomach, and then later on, he tries to empty his stomach again, but there's nothing there. Egwene looks sick, and Nynaeve is being stubborn. So stubborn, she won't get sick unless Moraine gets sick, who also is tight-lipped and pinching their nose. Not really, but, is bearing it down just like everybody else. It's basically, they're walking through a rotten trash dump smell. And I don't like that either. I have a weak stomach these days. I wouldn't be able to handle it. But they all soldier on. And Nynaeve refuses to crack. Loyal is sickened by the state of what's going on here. He's legit angry. He can't even imagine that the Dark One would do something to the trees like this and the vegetation. Like, what is going on here?
He's just walking around moaning and grumbling. He's just going, ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
It smells bad. Beep. He's pissed. And Rand notices that Perrin going through the blight. He's angry too. He's growling, like he feels upset. So Rand is very much noticing that Perrin is behaving like a wolf. Over the last couple chapters, we got a couple things: the eyes, sound, some behavior, howling. Wait till the moon comes out. Here, I wanted to make a remark on this. There's this weird, dusty, ice-cold wind that comes through, and it's like so cold it freezes the sweat on them, but it smells like an open coffin. I thought that was a pretty cool description.
Graphic.
Yeah. Why I like this guy.
I imagine fresh coffin smell.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh coffin smell. I've got that in my
like
car.
An air freshener for your
Wood, leather, some nice plush. Beautiful.
No.
So Lan and Moraine talk of setting up camp because they're not going to get through to where they need to. They're looking to get to this mountain pass, the Mountains of Doom, DHOOM, another Lord of the Rings nod.
Oh, wasn't that fucking Doom?
So as they
Leave
speak
Doom
at
out
camp,
of this, Lou.
like Moraine mentioned,
I kept thinking about Mount Doom. Every time they mentioned Doom, I'm like,
Doom, the
the
mountain.
fuck did he literally pulled this shit too? God damn, come up with a different name.
Well, I mean, come on, it's so generic. You can steal it. It's not like the Mountains of Doom. They look. I could show you some mountains they're the Dolomite Mountains. Did
you say that was DHUME?
No, DHOOM.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, that's fine. They added a H. It's completely different.
Oh, well, I can't wait till we get to the
he's-
next person.
Spurg, I don't want to spoil too much, but can we tell Annie about the magical ring that makes Rand invisible in the second
Yes.
book?
What?
But he
That
can only wear it sometimes because if he wears it
Yes.
too much,
Yes.
It starts to possess him.
Huh. It does sound familiar.
as Lan and Moraine are talking about camping, they talk about where to camp, and Lan's like, "Yeah, I suppose that's the only place we can camp," and leads them on a little bit. Because they're looking for the Eye of the World. The Eye of the World is not a stationary place. It's mentioned that that it moves around, but usually it's past the Mountains of Doom. That's why they have to go this amount of distance. They know it's across this path. And Lan mentions that we'll be deep into the Blight by tomorrow, and then everybody's like, we're not in the Blight yet. We're not there. It's the fringe of the Blight, you boy. And Lan leads on
the
reluctantly.
Borderlands.
Yeah, it's a wide border. Believe you me, they wanted to be far away from that. It's not like they're going to be butted up right against it. You know what I mean? My precious.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Still not deep in the bite. Lan leads them to near a lake where they were, or to a place to set up camp, like these hilltops. Nynaeve suggests, "Wait, why don't we go near that lake down there? It's kind of nice. Looks like." And Matt's like, "Yeah, I can dip my head in that water, cool right the hell off." And as they're doing that, I wrote the word worm, but this isn't exactly a worm. This is something that came up out of the water, like a caterpillar centipede, like a centipede on the back, but it also has like 100 arms on it, and actually the arms might actually have hands on the end. They couldn't quite tell, but that's what it looked like. It looked like to them. It was kind of creepy and scary. So you get a little glimpse of a weird monster, and everybody is Matt specifically is like, well, that idea's out. Like on second thought, maybe we don't go swimming. So Moraine sets some wards while they're like pitching camp, and Rand is making like, this is not like home. Like they Matt said something, and the other two were like, good. Thanks for Matt saying something when he shouldn't say something, because that's exactly like, it gave him another little respite of what home used to be like, and a little sense of normalcy, because where they are, it's not normal anymore. As they're setting up camp, Rand thinks everybody left because he turns around and everybody has vanished. Oh! And so he grabs a sword, and then Perrin's like, what the hell happened? And Matt's got his bow knocked, and then Lan comes walking out of a nothingness. Sheep herders. He's just so disappointed in these country louts. It's an invisible dome that is later explained to us that Moraine set this ward that bends light. She doesn't say it that way, but that's how I see it. Like it's a trick of the eye that makes, when you're looking at it, it looks like you're looking past it.
To me, it's described almost exactly like the perception filter from Doctor Who, where you can't see it unless you really, really look at it, but it, like, by default makes your brain want to ignore it, so you look around it.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the psychic paper.
The paper?
I prefer the psychic paper. Or the sonic screwdriver.
This is my badge.
Of course, there's way more cool tech, but the perception filter is cool because that's what's on the TARDIS, and that's why nobody's like, why is there a big blue box there? They just like, blue box, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, like it just becomes innocuous and unnoticeable, like it's a background noise. Which apparently frightened Rand, Matt, and Perrin because he thought everybody had left. I thought that was kind of funny. I also thought this was a neat use of the one power. Like you could probably set any like the shield grenades or something transparent that you could see them, but this is kind of neat because they thought to be, let's make ourselves invisible, much like Lan's cloak, which got brought up a couple times. He's just a floating head from time to time, which is something I find funny in the book that gets remarked on.
Eccles a floating head now.
I see, he's gone. And Egwene is impressed by this and says that Moraine says, I can do this too. Yay!
I'm always a floating head. I'm just sorting it up.
Except when you're attached to Rochi's shoulders. That was funny. So Egwene is like, always trying to... her name is Egwene, but really it is a play to me on eager. Like she's gung-ho about everything and she thinks she can do this. And of course, everybody else is like, just like, would you cut it out with that? And Moraine is like, yep, but you need training at the tower. You do have this potential, but you need to be trained. And Nynaeve agrees to go to Tar Valon as well. Like, maybe, Egwene, if you're going to Tar Valon, I guess I'll go too. So she's playing that BS line where she's trying to not admit that she has to go there for the reason she has to go there, but she's going because of Egwene and not herself, even though she's going for herself. And Egwene is like, well, you guys can come too. Rand, will you be my warder? And it's like trying to be inclusive of Perrin and Matt. We'll all be together. I think they're all trying to have this like nice moment where once things get settled, we'll be able to move on. Very, very much not happy with where they're at, that they're fantasizing about everything else other than what's going on around them.
If this were a different book, this is where Egwene would get sniped in the head.
No, same book.
Happy.
That's the last 3 chapters. That's the last 3 chapters.
there is potential where she might die. You don't know. Part of the matter.
Dun dun dun.
And there's a moment there, a bit like where he's like, "Oh, her eyes are like these huge pools." I think it's here. It might be later, actually, but it's around here. Like, yeah, there is more romance. They don't give you a lot of it, but a little bit here in these next couple chapters. Sweet Eggie. A divisive character. Either people love her or hate her. Yeah, either people love her or hate her. By the time the end of the book, either people love her or hate her. Rand can't sleep. He's laying there, with his eyes open. Loyal snoring so loud it makes parents' snoring seem normal. Everybody else is asleep except Lan and Nynaeve. He notices those two that are up are talking. Nynaeve takes a cup of tea to Lan.
Fucking.
In a little bit.
She's trying.
Last 3 chapters. Yeah, sorry, last 3 chapters. I shouldn't have read ahead either.
It's the last paragraph, the last chapter. Everybody gets naked. So there's a nice conversation that Lan and Nynaeve have here. So you would have to be a king, He's like, I'm not a king. I'm just a man with a sword in a battle that I have to fight every day. And I don't care about that. I like you for you. Some women just want to have a nice man. You're a nice... Yeah, but I'm going to die. And that's not like a cool thing to be, somebody's boyfriend when I know I'm going to die. And, but it's much more elegant than that. He's talking about a wife being a widow and wearing black on, wedding day kind of shit. Like, it's very heavy and emotional. How old do I think Lan is? That's a good question. Yeah. He's at least mid-40s. At least.
Yeah, so if not closer like to
early
50. 20s, right? She's like early
right.
20s.
She's 23, 24, if that.
Yeah. She's
literally half his age.
For sure. Yeah. I love when you was kind of explaining that. In my head, I just had him as like this 19-year-old like emo guy, and her being this like 15-year-old girl who's like smitten with him, and he's been like, "You don't want to get involved with me. I'm dangerous." You
see this cigarette I'm smoking? It's gonna kill me someday, and you're gonna be so depressed. I'm gonna die. And that's basically what he's doing. He's being. This is probably Lan's biggest flaw, is he does carry this emo weight with him. And it is apparent. Now that you brought it up that way, Echo, I see it wholeheartedly. Like, yeah, he's... You don't
want to mess with me, I'm doomed. I'm pretty much doomed,
And she's basically like, quit being a bitch. And he's like, I gotta go check on the horses. And so he leaves her there, and... He leaves her there, and she's like kind of crying over it. And I was like, because he is being a bit of a dick. Like, I know I guess it's the world building, like the moral standards, like the code. Because Nynaeve was like, I'm already being too forward, and she didn't even say shit. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't even say anything. But here he's like kind of breaking her heart a little bit. He makes it clear he thinks she's beautiful. She's a lioness. And he'll hate the man that falls in love with her because it's not him, but love him because he makes her happy. And I thought that was a good line. But it's strictly an emo thing. He's like, but Robert Jordan knows how to write emo, so I'll forgive it this time. So we end on Nynaeve crying all night long.
We all love Lan. He's amazing, especially at this point in the book. He's definitely one of the best people in terms of like story and the stuff that he does. But
he comes in kicking ass. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Nynaeve is at least 25 or 26, but yes, the same difference.
I reckon 24 or 25. Okay. Light blinded, you're way off. You say 25, 26. I say 24, 25. We are miles apart here. We're not gonna agree.
So what'd you guys think of this quick chapter here? We're out of the real world, and we're into the Blight. We've traveled to the lands of Mordor, into the mountains of Doom, and now we're on our way. We got a little bit of romance, and everybody's kind of not happy about it. Not the romance, but where they're at. Thoughts and comments and things from friends?
I'm thinking this is a pretty good chapter. I like the setting up of the environment. It lets us know that things are just going to get worse the further they get. I like the kind of hints of what could be out there and what is out there. And I'm glad that we finally get I don't want to say closure, but literally, I guess the opening of Lan and Nynaeve's relationship, because the whole book it's kind of been like, and then that's about it.
a little smile and nod over some tea kind of thing. Lou, thoughts on the chapter?
Chapter
Different
was
than the
fun.
show?
Oh, dude. So different.
So
So
So are you?
fucking different.
In the show, did they like have that romance right away between Lan and Nynaeve, or was
Man,
that just new to
the
you?
romance in the show, they done banged at the fort. They got it
Oh,
on the
okay.
last episode. They went to dinner with with his supposed family. He has some family in town. Like he follows him. That's the difference in the show. Why did Pineapple leave?
Something
Did I
happened.
piss him off?
Yeah, I know. He's like, I'm done with this. Well,
No,
he's
like I
not
said,
backstage, so I'm guessing internet. So we'll wait
Okay.
for him to get.
The way the show did this kind of particular sequence a little bit, they kept some of it in because they do have this kind of discussion. I can't remember it word for word, but it kind of went this way. I think it was after they did the deed.
Mm.
He kind of breaks it down to her. But yeah, she follows him to go see, like, they're either close friends of his or almost similar to family. Puppy chew through my PC wire. Give me a tick. God damn. Love dog.
That's
So
great. Oh, that
there's
would
that. But
What
Again-
PC wire? Video, audio, power? Like, you know what? Who cares?
they leveled up the romance in the show because it's practically non-existent. Exactly like Blinded. Yeah,
It's
like
also
the
better
same
for
thing.
better for TV.
Yes, again, the Rand and Egwene romance is 15 notches above what they are in the book.
Yeah, here in the
Like I've
book, it's
explained.
definitely much more childish. He's looking into her eyes. They're blushing at each other. Hey, what a dead fool. It's very juvenile. It's young love, but at the same time, we're being told that they're older than I thought they were initially. Like they're almost in their 20s. Like almost. They're approaching late teen. Egwene is in her mid-late teens, like 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there. And I think Rand is like, 18, 19, 20. Those boys are all right in there. It's not exactly, I think later in a book it's mentioned that Matt is specifically, he just turned 20, or this is like his 20th summer, or something to that effect. I can't remember, but I think they're a bit juvenile for the ages that we are given for them.
You got to look at it
by
Yeah,
like
they
20,
grew up
I
in a
had an
farm
apartment.
town. They have
I
no
know.
Yeah.
experience.
they're
you know
not.
what? You guys are right because we have a prime
not
example
part
of
of
that
that-
we know. Yeah,
Yes,
you're
that
right. Go ahead. Lee.
fag mix. We're not going to get into fag mix, but you got to look at it. They grow up in a.
Language.
They're not in that fast city pace like most of us has grown up in, unless you're fag mix. So it is what it is.
And that is
again-
a stressor to that. Like, he's so, but these boys and Egwene and Nynaeve were raised in an area that is so isolated that they weren't
Yes,
even.
they're not used
And
to.
I'll do one better. In other parts in this land that they're in, some people haven't seen snow. You know what I mean? Like, oh, snow might be a myth. That kind of thing. I've heard of it, but I've never seen. Much like Southern California or Texas or something, where they rarely see it. They know it's there, but they don't see it. Where you drive to Ohio, it's a foot of snow on the ground in May.
You literally just made a valid point with the snow thing. My son has seen snow when he went to visit Denver a couple years back. But now that he lives in Ohio, what was it? 2 weeks ago, I think you guys had a nice little snow, about 4 inches of
Started
snow
about
hit.
then.
He finally got to experience it that way. And my grandson had a fucking blast playing on the porch with the snow. Because he doesn't know no better.
That is the best thing about the snow is it is a free play toy for children. You just throw them out there in it and let them build igloos, snowmen, throw snow at each other. The best.
But again, like
but
I said,
these guys,
it's an interesting chapter. It's giving me more perspective because, like I said, most of these players are not there on the show version. So that dynamic is what's making it more interesting for me. And Pineapple, your thoughts?
Yeah, I
we're
think I
waiting for
should
you
have
to
got a second
return.
dog. To be honest, maybe I should have kept the one dog that we're happy with. Yeah, but now she's kissing me because she heard.
I see.
Aiel get
I can
angry.
see that
Yeah,
little nose
right
sticking
there.
up by the mouth.
You better not have fucking broke my computer. I think she just pulled a cable rather than
You threw it,
everything
right.
went dead, and then I was like, oh shit, my computer's just died for no reason. That's really worrying. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, where's the puppy? And then I was just like, Violet, let her call the wrong name. I'm like, Lavender, and then I saw she was right behind it.
Oh, cute.
All innocent. Yeah. What was the question, real quick? Sorry, I've been
well,
half
just
listening,
chapter
but also
wrap up.
half yelling. Yeah. Okay.
But-
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. With the blight, I think it did a good job of explaining to everyone, like the Mount Doom dangers of it. In terms of, you can't eat here. Like it's literally, once you're here to fight and die and or leave. That's all you can do here. I enjoyed as well. We've had throughout the story a few like, oh, that's a Dragar, that's a fucking Trolloc, that's a Fade. With here, they're just like there's some like centipede thing with hands. It just throws out loads of weird stuff, and you're like, all right, fair enough. There's a flower that'll kill you. So okay, yeah, cool, okay. Get it. I get it. This is end game level when we're here at book 1. So yeah,
I didn't know we were gonna have like necromorph flesh monsters, but I'm here for it.
I know. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mad. So yeah, no, happy enough. But I think the next 2 chapters kind of dominate. To be fair.
Right. Another transitional chapter where we're going from point A to point B. Not necessarily filler, not necessarily exciting, but very cool for world building, very cool for exposition. There were conversations had that really kind of we're starting to get a little bit of more interpersonal relationships as these guys start to realize they're not home, which is where they want to be. That was my big takeaway. I didn't realize how much they were talking about. Oh, this reminds me of here. It's almost like old times. Oh, it was like like, geez, dude, you guys are miles away now. Quit reminiscing. You're not even at Shale Ghul anymore, or Arid Hall, or you know what I'm talking about. But like you've been through so much, and now like you just said, it's endgame. This is. I min-maxed my character. It's time to go fight the big guy, and here we are.
It is interesting, isn't it?
1.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting for us knowing this is book 1 out of 14. But the people reading it first time, they're kind of be like, okay, cool, we're at the end. Like waiting's good. We're here. We got the end fight and everything. We're in the most dangerous place. And can you name another book that's done that out of interest, Berg? That's kind of baited you, I guess, where it's kind of gone, this is apparently like the most dangerous spot. This is where the bad guys are. And then, spoiler alert, we don't spend the next 13 books in the same area. Like I'm okay spoiling that for Annie.
Yeah.
Like it's quite interesting, quite an interesting technique.
I think so. I think it definitely. We mentioned it way early on in the series of this show that we're doing. There's a ton of foreshadowing. There's a ton of breadcrumby things thrown out to you. You're like, hey, what the fuck is that? And then on the other side of that coin is he's throwing out so much right now. You don't know what's gonna stick. You know what I mean? Like that's last episode of the Green Man. I was like, okay, now he's just throwing more shit in here. that was the one for me. It's been even earlier for other people, and other people don't even get through the first 5 chapters. They're just like, ugh, too similar to something else, so it's not worth them digging into.
Sorry.
Which is kind of a shame in my opinion, because a lot of things start out very similar to something you like, but then the artists themselves evolve and it becomes their own thing. And I appreciate you guys all sticking it out, everybody in the chat sticking it out. We're going to get somewhere where it's less samey eventually. This next chapter is not that samey. We get more cool stuff in the Blight. Chapter 49, The Dark One Stirs. So Rand is laying there. He did get some sleep, I suppose. As he's waking up, the sun's coming up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Literally, just as you started talking, I just remembered he only got some sleep. Like he couldn't sleep, he couldn't fall asleep, but because he felt rude eavesdropping, he managed to fall asleep. And I thought that was quite cute. He's kind of like, oh, I'm just like Lan, I can't fall asleep either. Oh God, they're talking about kissing. Night.
Yep. Then to Chris Maxwell, or was it Light Blind to Fool? Light Blind to Fool, I think. There is no romance. Like he instead of him watching and being like, ooh, like sitting up and like, this is interesting. He's like, he feels rude. Like he's being rude and rolls over. And that's the only reason why he went to sleep. I like that. That's very much correct. It's early. The sun isn't even up yet. It's just cresting up over the hill, but it's already hot again. We're being told it's hot. He notices Nynaeve didn't sleep very much. Her eyes are completely red from that and reasons.
Lucky
Lan
girl.
Lan is stone faced as usual, like nothing even happened. He's just doing his thing. So as they are cleaning up camp and setting things back up to get back on the road, Eggy and Nynaeve have a nice little chat. Rand is watching them have a chat. We don't get to hear it. Excuse me, but it goes back and forth.
Actually,
The chat goes a little something like this. Lan confessed his love, but he wouldn't make a move. I went to bed, quenching, but he wouldn't satisfy.
That is almost exactly what in my, because it was lady talk, and there is a good little scene here with that too. So the ladies have their chat, and then they laugh and chuckle and hug each other. Connor, what up? So as Egwene and Nynaeve are parting, Egwene is like staring Lan down, like this big fucking sword guy, and Egwene is a teenage little girl, like she's gonna do something to him, like you son of a bitch, like I'm gonna fuck you. And I think it's so hilarious because
girl her thing.
Yes, exactly. But that's it. And here's the thing: Lan is avoiding all eye contact with anybody in that direction. He doesn't want to look at Nynaeve. He doesn't want anything. So he knows that he's getting stared at by Egwene, but he's doing that thing where, like, I know you're looking at me. I know your eyes are boring holes in the back of my head, but I'm not even going to give you the satisfaction. So I thought that was funny. Rand is like, can women read minds? Like, do they know what we're thinking? Like, do they know? Are all women Aes Sedai? Like, he's like, like just with the level of perception that women have on men's emotions, I think is what he's remarking on. And very good on those two. I really like the dynamic here a lot of times. I know it's a very gendered role, but it's fun to watch play out because a lot of people do still have these problems in their relationships, no matter what it is. This is human nature to me. But it plays out well here in a romantic relationship, sort of. Yep, they saddle up. Lan avoids making any eye contact with not just Nynaeve, but the hills of the Seven Towers, too. Rand made observation earlier that the hills that they were camping on aren't necessarily hills, or camping near, but they're broken towers. Like, that's how big those towers were, that they are in the distance and they look like they're just a rolling hill range of hills. Moraine is cleaning up. This is what I wrote down, but she does something and the girls get a little shiver and giggle about it. They're like, ooh, they're like looking at Moraine doing something. So it isn't explicitly explained just yet. Matt's in a hurry, like, can we get going, please? And that's where Moraine explains she's, cleaning up the wards and doing, and they're clearing physical tracks. Lan is doing that kind of thing. And I think Egwene basically gives a, excuse me, let me cough this. Sorry, ugh. The coffee's clearing me up a bit. That's good. So hopefully I can be my baritone self. So Egwene basically, are we there yet? And again, it's explained that the Eye of the World will find it as we need it. Moraine is like, I hope we find it soon. Kind of side eyes loyal, I need you. Because it's explained that need is the way to find the eye of the world. Like the priority is how to find it because it moves.
Is she giving him grief over not needing something enough? Like, come on, Loyal. Need.
Yes, exactly.
I'm trying. It's quite hard to try to need something unless you're a cat.
And that's a good point too, because she's putting it on Loyal. Like she needs Loyal. Like Moraine thinks that Loyal's going to help find the Green Man, and
cheat code.
And I'll make a point why Moraine thinks this more than anybody else. But yes, the Green Man senses need, and their need is the greatest, right? Loyal, our need is the greatest. The world's going to end, dude. Aren't you feeling some need about that? Rand is looking at the trees. Did that tree just move? Yeah, because they're as they're moving on, and Moraine explains to them that the one power that she wields protects them for the most part, as long as they stay close. And then Rand notices that the tree actually does eat something. Like it moves and reaches down to the ground and then comes back up and then stops wavering. It's like that Whomping Willow thing, I think, from Harry Potter. It's very much that. Except it's a forest of them. So, be careful. Rand is very nervous about all this, too. It's like, dude, I don't even want to fucking be here. This isn't my home. I just want to go back. Keep moving, Lan says, as he scouts around, because they heard something. Something's kind of close. They don't know what it is. Nynaeve again worries. Lan, where are you going? Oh, shut up, Nynaeve, Moraine. But Lan rejoins quickly. But whatever that was looking followed them, and Matt with a arrow knocked nails a headshot right in the eye, right over Lan, right past Lan as it was chasing him. It was I don't know if they put a name to it, but it was the size of a bear. It had way too many limbs, like it had human legs and weird head and arms and shit. Like it was a big weird monster. I don't know what it is, and it was chasing Lan. Matt headshots it, and Lan very rarely nice shooting. You know what I mean? Like that, basically, like good job, dude. Thank you. And that's all you're gonna get from him is like a head nod and a word. Moraine is surprised that the trees even bothered to attack, and all these things. Like it was just remarked that the one power is supposed to be kind of shielding them, and then immediately after that is contradicting her and coming alive and now trying to kill them. So here we go. The trees are chopping, or the trees are attacking. The boys are chopping. Manetheren. More of the old tongue comes through. Karai Alcazar. I'm not going to try it. But they go into their war cries.
Alakazam.
Matt, yes, exactly.
Kadabra. I get confused with the different word.
Or we can get into some Elvish if I knew that. Klingon. How about Klingon?
No. No.
But Matt does. He goes right into the old tongue.
Matt went on a tirade with that old tongue, boy. He was like,
yeah.
Right, Lou, don't get screwed again, mate. It's PG-13 fucking stream. Come on, man. Stop making it all dirty. Come on.
And wasn't Hermione just like,
the fuck are we getting with Hermione?
No, because he just said it's you. Yeah.
Derailed the show again. Good work, Echo.
I know I did it. Perrin is noted as being quiet and just chopping away. Like he again, berserker mode. He's just like doing his thing. He's just fucking chopping. So yeah, now they're battling just the environment as they press on, it's kind of crazy to me.
Oh, great.
The animals there, animals and insects and leaves and trees. It's just like the land is trying to eat them. But then something happens. There's a shrill scream from a cry. We'll say a cry. A shrill cry from off in the distance, and they stop. The trees stop. Everything that was attacking them kind of is like, oh, fuck this, and they leave. Everybody's like, what is going on here? And Lan explains off in the distance, it's worms. Chris Mack mentioned the worms earlier. A pack of worms. Anybody hungry?
Oh, thank God. Everyone goes, oh, great. All these horrible monsters gone. No, it's just a pack of worms after us. It's like, this is all
exactly. So Lan explains what the worms are, and I'm pretty sure they hunt by sound. They're being chased. The worms are so deadly that they can kill a fade. One worm can kill a fade, and all the other everything you see, everything else here is scared of that. We should be scared too. We need to get to the mountain pass. If we ride hard, we should be able to close that distance and get there.
I think that
because
info
not only
is
is it a
quite
worm,
useful.
it's a pack of worms. I'm sorry, Echo. What was that?
No, sorry. I was just kind of thinking out loud. That information is quite useful to tell us at this point as well, because we kind of get introduced to, like, here's Trollocs. And you're like, okay, cool. And it's like, but here's Fades, and Trollocs are really scared of Fades. And you're like, okay, all right, okay. So they're in charge, essentially, of the Trollocs. Okay. Then you see a Drakkar, and you're like, okay, they're a scout for the Fades. So, okay, so underneath them in that pecking order kind of thing. And then I'm not sure if we've had any other baddies, have we, outside of, apart from
No, not
like,
real.
a creature in the
Not
river,
that I can
maybe, or some
recall.
shit. No,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are the
So
only three
okay,
so
so
far.
We have the
yeah, so
Dream
it's like,
Stalker
all right.
guy. Ooh, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's fine.
But with regards to kind of creatures, we're told like Fades are the most dangerous, and now we're in this in the what's it called, the Blight, and you're getting loads of so many creatures they're not even telling you about it. But then they make a point that they go, right, worms are like the only thing here that are like the level of the Fade. So you're like, okay, cool, all right, that's letting us know that, because you don't know, do you? You don't know if like every creature there is going to be like the most vicious thing in the world, but they're essentially saying they're as bad as Fade. So you kind of get a scoring system of, right, okay, so Lan could probably take a Fade, but he probably can take 2 Fades. So if the worms catch them, they're fucked, essentially.
Right. And that's the problem, because it's not just a worm, it's a pack of them, and they're hungry. But Lan mentions that they won't follow them out of fear if they make it to the mountains, because whatever's up in the mountains, the worms are scared of. So your point is also hammered home again. There's something else that the worms even fear. So if they get to the mountains, they'll be okay. And again, Loyal is even more upset now than he was before about the blaze. Oh, God. Because here we are. We got more trouble behind us, and then we're running into even more danger in front of us. And that's been a constant theme throughout this. They're getting away from a lesser problem only to run into more problems, from the Trollocs to Fades to Dark Friends, now to this.
Do you feel sorry for Loyal at all, Spurg? Because
do I?
because what we've heard from him through the book so far, from our little bit that we've had with him, is every place he goes to, he's like, oh, such a shame, all the horrible things that's happened here. It used to be so much better, and blah, blah, blah. And now he's in the Blight, and he's like, I can't even talk about it. This is fucking disgusting. This is so bad. I wish I didn't mention anything beforehand. It was so much.
Yeah, no, I agree. Annie was shaking her head no. I kind of don't feel bad. He was like, can I go? And Rand was like, no, you can't go. And then he's like, well, can I go, please? And then he was like, yeah, you can go. Yeah, exactly. He was like, I can't. Loyal himself said he can't miss out on this. This is too rare for him to even pass up the opportunity, no matter what the cost. Rand said, you know what we're doing, right? And Loyal went, yep. And Moraine showed up and said, hold my beer, because guess what you got to do? And now he's like, shit. Like when they were in the ways. Oh, go ahead.
No, go on. Mine was a stupid comment. Say what you were going to say, and then I'll say.
Like when they were in the ways, and he was like, like we have to go to Faldara, and he's like, Faldara, never heard of it. And she was like, oh, maybe you know it as Mafara the Delphinel, and he's like, I know it. You know what I mean? Like it's just like he has to. And so here he is again. He's like, here we are again. I'm being chased by worms now, but now we're going to get you. Because he has, and it's remarked by Rand, I think, a little bit. He knows, like Loyal has knowledge because he knows the history of the world. So he knows what's up in the mountains because he's read a book probably about what's up in those mountains. Yeah. So he's like, oh, trying not to bring the rest of the party down, but he is anyway, I think.
It's Sheba.
Cat food?
No, that fucking spider.
Tries to fight. That's right. No more Lord of the Rings. All right, so Aragorn tries to fight these worms that are chasing him. He turns around to go right at him. Nynaeve is very upset. I did that on purpose, by the way. Lan goes to do this. Nynaeve is like, Lan, and Moraine shouts, no, don't. And so, they try to keep riding. Matt suggests shooting him with arrows. Arrows ain't gonna work. Sorry, buddy. Rand is actually afraid. Oh my God, what's behind us? What's up ahead? Oh my God, guy, I just want to get out of here. and he's trying to seek the void again. Like he just, because that is his way of shoving down emotions. Like once you're in this meditative, relaxed state, you can kind of let those wash off of you a bit. And he can't seek the void. He can't grasp it. He's panicking, and he literally, light, help me. Like he's like, I know. He even calls himself a coward a number of times. Like last chapter, I think it was. He was like, "You coward," for all of this of wanting to run. But as that happens, that's where the landscape changes, and all of a sudden there's green grass and actual trees and butterflies and shit. Wow! All of a sudden they're safe, and it's kind of strange because they're not in the past. So how did they actually reach the Green Man? Weird. It's almost like they didn't even need Loyal.
It's so weird. What's so annoying with that though, and it's really nitpicky, but I love that not one of them were kind of like, "Oh, like a Steadin. Have we found a Steadin?" It's like, no, we found a Green Man. Because I'd be like, "Oh, remember last time it was really dangerous, and then we found somewhere that was safe, and it was a Steadin. Well, all right, fucking hell. Sorry, we've got multiple different versions of a Steadin."
Right, completely unrelated. Don't even make the comparison.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, exactly.
Right before we get into what just happened, this one comment right here. About 400 people wanted to come in here, and I told them no, because I want to keep the numbers down, to keep I prefer to be a cult classic, and not necessarily a bestseller. We'll grow slowly as word gets out. So let a few people know. I don't have to let everybody know, but a like and a subscribe and a share out to maybe a couple. Help pump them numbers up.
We found Light Blinded 4, I'll be honest, because that's just someone who really loves the books that found it and is joining in, and great.
Yes, and absolutely.
Multiply yourself. Multiply yourself if you can, Light Blinded. But yes.
That is one way to do it. A non-dabbler, it's kind of nice.
Very nice.
So there's a booming voice that says, "This place stays where it is. It's the people that move around so much." And they realize that it's the Green Man. We finally found it. Yay! We found the Green Man.
Treebeard.
Pretty close.
The way he's described, I thought Treebeard.
He has a nice grassy mane of hair, a couple hazelnut eyes, acorns for fingernails, and he has a scar on the side of his head. And where the scar is, it's where like greenery is dying, like like a branch that's dead or something. So it's like no leaves there. So he has an injury that we don't know how he has sustained, but it's there, and it does mess with him a bit. Loyal hops down off of his horse right away to make some very formal introductions. More old tonguey stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Like they're very, he bows to him. And the Green Man is like, "Man, stop this dude's a total hippie. Come here, little brother." Puts his arm around him. "We'll sing to the trees, and we'll hold off the longing, and we'll reminisce about the steading. Come with me and we'll hang out." Like, and it's mentioned, Chris mentioned it earlier, that the Ogier used to visit the Green Man a lot, but they haven't in a very long time. Because of the way of the world these days. We know that the Ogier don't leave the steading so much. That's what we were told when, it's exciting to see Loyal even outside of a steading, not just for the Green Man, but for the rest of the world as well. The poor Ogier have been relegated to their reservations. So the Green Man notices the Ogier and, "Oh, little brother," and then he says, "A wolf brother," and Perrin is like, "Uh-oh," and turns his head away and goes, "Ignore me, please." But the Green Man makes mention that, has it been so long that old things are happening again? Like he's remarking that he hasn't seen a wolf brother in ages either, which definitely Perrin is not happy that it's being blown up. Quit talking about my stuff, dude. Please.
Spurg.
Yes.
Real quick question, and I don't think it's ever touched on ever again. But do you think, if this wasn't a book and this is a documentary, do you think Moraine would have heard that and would have kind of been like, "Okay, cool, that's one less thing I need to actually worry about," because obviously I'm aware something's happening with Perrin. He seems to be able to talk with wolves. He seems like a lovely guy and everything, but still, I don't know what the fuck that is. And the fact that she hears the Green Man just being like, oh, cool, Wolf Brother, that's nice. And that's it. That she probably would take that at least subconsciously and be like, okay, cool. Like, it's not a thing of the Dark One, you know, it's not something we've not heard of. That was like an ancient thing that was created by, what's his name, Chris? You said earlier, fucking, not Agonor, was it? Who was
Agonor.
it? Yeah, Agonor.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Who we meet in this next chapter here.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he refers to Perrin as a wolf brother. He then notices Rand. He's like, oh, you wear strange clothes, child of the dragon. And you carry a sword. That's neither old nor new. And then here we get where the Green Man is confused by Rand because he looks a certain way and is doing something that is confusing to the Green Man, the way he's dressed and all of that.
Such a good little Easter egg. Such a good little bit of information that won't be relevant to you guys for ever. But such a nice moment. When I heard that, I kind of went, oh, yeah, shit. I kind of get what he's getting at now.
But his brain is like a leaf that's been chewed up by a caterpillar. There's holes in it, and his memories aren't so good anymore. So, you know, maybe he may be misremembering something. Which I really enjoyed this. Like you said, it was a nice little Easter egg talk. The Green Man has a scar. Yes, I said that. And his memories are faded. And then Moraine says, we've come to see the eye of the world, and explains to him. And so the Green Man is like, oh, the time has come again. It's pretty bad when somebody who hasn't seen somebody in a long time, somebody else who has been there twice, I think that was also remarked on. How'd you get here again? We need to be here. And our need is great. And that's when I think Moraine mentions it's the eye of the world we need. And the Green Man mentions that this turn of the wheel has been the hardest turn yet so far. Like this, whatever's coming this time is going to be the worst one. And that, you know, it's been even harder for him to keep the blight out of his domain. And that's where the chapter ends. Like, it's another one of those that just kind of ends in a mid-conversation. They're about to go do something. But I know, I'll give you a little bit for the audience, too, that we know that they're going to the Eye of the World. Like, the Green Man is turning around to lead them to this place. So, closing chapter thoughts on this one. We got to meet a new character. They finally got a little bit of safety respite. What do you think of the introduction of the Green Man? In scene-wise, like, you know, we finally see how we get there and ended up there.
I don't know. It's just, I'm trying not to criticize it because it's just thrown at you. So I'm just like, it's pretty cool for what it is, you know, just like this weird druid man that's like kind of like the last of his kind people. Just, I don't know. He guards this place because it was bestowed upon him. He didn't really choose it. So, you know, he seems cool. He seems like he's into it, albeit if a little apprehensive about his permanent job. So I do like him as a character, and I'm not necessarily hoping I see him again because the book kind of shows you that you're not really supposed to see him more than once.
Correct.
Yusuf?
Like I said, for me, this is great. I never knew this guy existed. So hearing him and how how the narrator changed his tone and got even deeper with the voice, that was great. His little line looking at Rand is like, God damn it, Rand, will you just stop being so naive? You're the fucking Dragon Reborn already. He's giving you the clue. Jesus. But I digress.
But is he?
Dun dun dun.
I do have one question though. This is more towards Pineapple. I don't remember Matt in the show shooting bows and arrows. That was always a Rand thing. Did they merge that aspect to the Rand character in the show? Because here Rand don't have a bow and fucking arrow.
Yeah, so they merge stuff about Matt that he does do in the book. So I think they just kind of gave him this the staff in the show. They kind of like were like, just have a staff, you know, you have an axe and you have a sword essentially. But yeah, they're all good with. But I think even Perrin's good with a bow. Like that, if you're from the Two Rivers, you're above average with a bow. I think is the general rule of thumb.
Not only that, there's a specific Two Rivers bow that
Bow,
they
yeah,
use.
exactly. Yes,
you know,
exactly.
that makes that puts their skill above others. I don't want to give it all away, but and Chris says, you know, all three of the Two Rivers men have bows. Yep, that was like one of the.
He was talking about the show, Chris. I think they probably all have bows on them in the show as well, but it's not a big deal. I think as Lou's trying to make.
No, they didn't.
Exactly.
Perrin never really fucked with one, and I don't. That's why I was thrown off with the whole Matt thing with the bow. Like Matt's over here like a real good marksman with this bow. Remember, my introduction to Matt was a fucking bumbling, dumbling idiot.
Yeah, they did our boy dirty. Even
And
though he's a
here-
bit of an idiot here,
But
it's not
he's
as bad.
talented with the bow, and he's not afraid to use it.
I think
Well,
it's been
they-
hinted at a couple times in the book. Like if we went back, I think Matt has been proficient with the bow multiple times, even though at the beginning of the book, we remember it being like Rand, because Rand almost had to use the bow as a weapon because he didn't have the sword yet.
Or even defend Perrin having a bow in a book. They kind of insinuate towards it when he's like, well, even when we're hunting rabbits, like my eyes were better than Perrin's.
And
You know
when he
what I mean?
washed up
So-
on the beach, he's the one with the bowstrings in his pocket. So
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, good
Anna.
point.
Yeah.
shit.
I think Chris is very right. It's in the books. It's very much insinuated that they kind of all have bows with them, because the problem, there's even a scene with Lan where Lan's like, well, that's great. Aren't you guys great? Should I give you a pat on the back? No, because if a Trollocs across the room from you, you're not going to get time to draw that and shoot them. So actually learn how to use that axe, learn how to use that sword, learn how to use whatever.
Yeah. Basically, if a Trolloc is standing still, you got a fighting chance. You know, he totally. They were all patting each other on the back, like, look at that shooting, because they bundled their arrows very well. It's like good, but I don't mean shit. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that was a good scene too, where Lan just kind of checks their ego, where they're all like, "Hey, we're some tough boys now." Like, no, you ain't. Shut up.
Yeah.
Very fun.
And that's a little throwback to the feedback that Rand actually got earlier from Lan, where he was genuinely like good shooting, like sheep herd or whatever. Because he's like, yeah, that's when it's helpful. That's when it matters. So fair play.
Yes.
But with regards to this chapter, I hated it less than the first few times that I read it, because it does kind of come across as like he's just out of nowhere. It's like, and now we got the big green giant. Ho ho, you know, let's eat some fucking sweet corn or whatever. But I like he's kind of used in the same way that Loyal's used, that Tom's used, to kind of give us just a bit, even Doman, what's it, Boyle Doman? I can't remember how to say his name properly. The ship, the guy on the ship.
Bail Doman.
Aiel, yeah, Bail, sorry. Shows when I actually read it compared to when I listen to it, doesn't it? But yeah, just in terms of, he can give you a good bit of info dump. He can give you the stuff that you guys hate hearing, like all of the information that you're going to need for later on. So yeah, I also like the description where they kind of went, he is to Ogiers as Ogiers are to humans, in terms of if you're trying to scale them up, you know, you got your human, you got your Ogier, you got your green man. But yeah, so.
Yes, and that, Chris made a point earlier to say that the Green Man is much more larger than the Ogier too. Like, he puts his arm around him like an adult would put an arm around a kid, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like the size of this guy is very much like Lou mentioned. Treebeard is towering.
The way
He's
I
a
imagine
young
it is
Ogier as
Loyal's
well,
like
to be fair.
10, maybe 12 feet tall. He's like standing all the way up, and then the Green Man is like maybe 18. Because he's a big
Right on.
tree guy.
They gave us that
That's
description
awesome.
with Loyal earlier. He's about 9 feet tall, because he was standing in a room that was like 10 feet, and he was right about there.
Yeah, I saw in the head the Green Man is about 12 feet, you know, in terms of like twice as tall as the humans, but not twice as tall as the Ogier. But it doesn't really matter, but it's just interesting.
Seems more
that we're all
realistic.
pictured. Yeah.
All right, excellent. Thank you for your thoughts and opinions. Let's move on into chapter 50. We're correct, because now we're meetings at the Eye. Meetings? Yes, there's more than one. Meetings at the Eye. So our Emmons Field 5 follows the Green Man with Lan and Moraine in tow to go find the Eye of the World, the entrance to the Eye of the World. Perrin is very introverted. He's trying to hang back and not be noticed because he doesn't want the Green Man to talk about him anymore. Rand is questioning, what does it mean to be a child of the dragon? What did he mean by that? You know, so what do you guys think he meant by that, by the way, child of the dragon?
I already gave you my answer.
Yeah, I was going to say, Luke kind of mentioned it.
Well, as I mentioned at the beginning of the book, I believe he's the next incarnation of this Luz Theron guy.
Okay. So, that's how.
Or maybe not the next direct one, but at least one down the line from it.
Right on. I get what you mean. There might have been something in between. You're not sure yet. And Echo, you already know. I was just curious to get your opinion, Annie.
Yeah, but to be fair, from that literal, the way he says it, how you could take that is, you know how, I don't know how much we know about Matt, but you know when they were talking about Manetheren, and they're kind of like, oh, you're of the old blood, you know, you guys, it's kind of like, it might be more talking about that, you know, in terms of, oh, so if you're from Manetheren, you've probably got like the brave heroes that fought there, you're kind of related to them, or you may be reincarnated of one of them. That might be more what he's going to talk about. Oh, you're people of the dragon, you know, in terms of like, so I guess you can't help but think it's literal, right? It's like you're literally, but he doesn't say you are the dragon. Child of the dragon might be like a follower of the like, and that what might be what they were called, like followers of the dragon, and therefore just one of their descendants. But yeah, maybe
like children of the light, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
I mean, not in the militia way, like, but a group of children that follow something instead of being a literal child of.
Yeah. Chris put something in the chat, and yes, that's why I tried to kind of interpret it differently, because you would think it's literal. You would think child of the dragon. Okay, so something of the dragon. Yeah, he's the dragon. But
that's why,
from our further knowledge, I think actually it didn't mean that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's why I asked Annie specifically, because it does come across like that, right? So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, precisely.
Oh no, we're at the beginning of chapter 50. I'm way down here at the start. I'm like, we're almost done, right? No, we're not almost done. The Green Man's domain provides protection from them for them. And Rand speculates that the Green Man brought them there. Like, that's how you get to find the Green Man, is your necessity lets him know where you are, and then he comes to you. I thought that was also neat. It kind of sort of explains it, but not exactly.
I think it's like literally more magical because the Green Man said that this place doesn't move. So I think he's being literal. The place doesn't move because of your need. It warps space, and you kind of just wormhole to it if your need exceeds enough. So you can. That's why they were just walking, and then suddenly, boop, they're there. They walked through a rift created by their need. So the Green Man's place doesn't actually ever move because it doesn't need to. It's magically guarded by not being able to get there without needing to.
Yeah,
excellent
that's how
point.
I kind of interpreted it as well. Remember,
Right,
she kept hinting. Remember, you said it in the previous chapter. He kept saying to L'Oreal, yo, we need to see the Green Man, like hinting at that. And then remember, his response was, yo, why tonight? How'd you get to come in here twice? Normally, you're only allowed once.
Right.
Does she think it's like voice activated then, if that's the point? Because she's walking by where she thinks the entrance is, and she's going, you know what I really need right now? I really need to see the Green Man. What about you, Ogier? Do you need to see the Green Man? It's not fucking working. Yeah,
I think she's just trying to literally incite him because he's so worried about the state of things. He's not really focused on the mission anymore. So she's trying to remind him, hey, this is a need-based thing. The last time I came here, I had to go all the way past the mountains. So it'd be nice if we really needed to get there.
That's a good question. But yes, it's, man, that's why I mentioned it earlier when she was side-eyeing Loyal, because she's like trying to use him a bit to get what they need. and he's not the one, right? It turns out he wasn't the one that had the need. It was Rand who had the need to go home. Like he was like, I just want out of here. Get me out of here at any means necessary. And I didn't make that connection that it would be like the feeling of the need that would facilitate a wormhole-esque portal. I literally, in my mind, it was like it just kind of appeared around them. Like they didn't go somewhere else. It just like came to them. So yeah, that's why I like discussing.
I
these
guess
kinds
it's
of things.
possible because then if it moves and it's like a bubble, then it doesn't really have that good of a defense, because if it just appears as your enemy's running, then you're just like, oh, well, there's now a dome in front of me. I assume they're right there in front of that dome that just appeared.
Right,
Yeah,
no, that's what I'm saying.
It can't work that way. It has to kind of be the weird, unexplainable wormhole kind of logic for it, I think, because otherwise Moraine would go, yeah, I know exactly where it is. And there were smarter people and like stronger people back in the day, right? When like the world was breaking and that, who would be like, oh shit, no, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna find the Green Man. I found him once, but I know exactly where it is. I've tracked it down, I've narrowed it down. I'm gonna get my pet Ogier and start shaking it near the entrance and see what happens.
It kind of puts a damper in this logic though towards the end of this chapter with frickin' Frack popping up.
No, I disagree. And when we get to it, I'll tell you why I disagree.
Okay.
Boom.
All right,
Segue.
let's get going then. So the Green Man is leading them through his domain. The girls are sniffing the flowers. They're happy to see them. And then the Green Man goes, oh, flowers are for adornment. And he picks flowers for them and does a bunch of forest magic on this nice little trip through. He weaves some, I don't want to say like, what am I looking for? Like a tiara or something, like nice little things for the girls to rest on their heads. And Rand makes an observation that they might still be growing as they're sitting on their head. You know, it's kind of neat. He repairs a tree branch that's kind of gnarled and crooked and straightens it out. Explains that according to the pattern, things need to grow where they fall. I think he like there's a little sprout. He grows up and everybody avoids walking around the little sprout after that. And oh yes, okay, so here is where Rand and Egwene have one of those moments. She has the flowers in her hair. She's looking pretty. He can drown in the pools of her eyes because she's so gorgeous and all this. And then I think he does have another second thought where he's like, she's not the one for you, blah, blah, blah. You know, same with the warder conversation from last chapter. Not the one for, you know, like he's thinking about it. He still loves her very much, but yes.
Can you do me a massive favor? Can you turn off that Simply Red backtrack that you got that I'm hearing right now? Because that's all I'm hearing with this is like, you never looked so lovely as you did tonight with Egwene and Rand. Like he's like, oh, I'm so in love with you. And you're like, hello, you two weren't even fussed about half an hour ago. Like, can you just crack on and finish the book? I love Spoke's like, I haven't got no music in the background.
Yeah, he was literally started looking around. Right? Yeah, he started looking around like, oh shit, what did I press something? What did I do?
I was getting ready to yell at you. I was like, Annie, do you got something playing in the background? Turn your lo-fi off. Like I was like, you did. You got me. No, I double
checked too.
For our lives to be over. We're totally Dawson's Creeking it up right now. It's, you know, they're getting ready to go frolicking through the grasslands. You know, again, ignoring the impending doom around them just to have a nice little, oh, she's cute kind of moment, which is funny. As they try to find the opening for the eye, Matt mentions he wants to see the Tree of Life. And
can I address Deadfall real quick? I'm so sorry, I'm doing a loo. But as if Deadfall reads the Wheel of Time as well. How cool is that? We got Chris Mack, we got Deadfall. No, I'm just trying to address it. But apparently Stallion 19 likes them as well. The book, not our show, obviously, but but isn't that quite cool? How many people can actually have read the books? I quite like it.
Yeah, hopefully we. We're gonna out all the nerds in our little corner of the internet over here.
Yeah, Deadfall.
They're slowly.
Deadfall's a nerd. They're slowly
gonna get
You're a nerd.
Exposed.
Nerds. Got him.
Oh, yeah, Matt wanted to see the Tree of Life. He's like, I want to see the Tree of Life. And he's like, oh, the Avendesor tree isn't here. And again, the Green Man's a little confused by it. Like, you guys should know this, right? Like, you losing a lot of history. So they find it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Lou.
He pointed that back out in the last chapter with his whole, like, when he did the visions of them and shit, like, he's fucking, but then he hits that whole memory gap bullshit. It's like, oh, so annoying. Fucking asshole. You're teasing
Real
us.
convenient.
Exactly. Like, yo, what do you mean? Be more specific, you tree beard motherfucker.
That's why I like Robert Jordan. He already built in a reason to keep information back from you right as you met the Green Man. He's like, "Yep, he's got brain damage. Guess what? You're not getting everything." And we don't.
Just in case I forget to tell you later, email Moody because I told him that you would probably want the Aes Sedai and the thingy voice, the two voices for
Oh,
Super Tip.
sure.
Super/snake.
Yeah, or Echo, either or. Shower us with money.
No.
We need to be rich, and then we'll share it with Annie and not Lou.
We're on Spurg's channel. Snake.
Oh,
I'm sorry, man. I got this mentality that high tide raises all ship. Yeah, I know. We'll share with Annie and not Lou. Sorry, Lou.
I quit.
Yay!
Rightly so. Echo mean.
So who will Echo reference the show to then?
I know where your punching bag be now. The Green Man refuses to enter the Eye of the World. He's like, I'm not going in there because I know that place is linked to my death, and I don't want to be anywhere near it. So you guys go on in and have a nice night. I'll wait out here. Which we'll get to a part where I get confused yet again, which is not even shocking to anybody at this point. And we do, this as Chris mentioned earlier, we do get a bit of a lore drop. Men and women work together to create the Eye of the World. They both use Saidin and Saidar. You know, the best works that were done by the Aes Sedai were done together, making things with both halves. They died doing this here because they were trying to create the Eye of the World. I think that was, and Annie, we were talking about this kind of prior to, this was being made in such a way that it was protected from the corruption from the Dark One's counterstroke towards the male half. So like they sacrificed themselves to literally keep one little area clean with both halves of the power, because like the ways were decaying. They were made with the male half of the one power, and you saw just the what had happened there. So to mitigate that, they gave up their lives in order to keep Saidin pure. Thank you. Because I always confuse Saidin and Saidar. I don't know why.
It's because they're very similar. They're like a letter difference.
Yeah, and it doesn't help me at all. They need to be completely different, you know.
Well, just think
the
of
Green Man
Spanish,
fears,
right?
Yes,
Like female
and
male.
abuela, abuela, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the Green Man fears that this is it. Like we're here. We're unveiling the Eye of the World. This turning is its peak, and he is worried that he's going to have to find another place to live after this. Now that the Eye of the World has been accessed and exposed. Oh, yeah. What do you mean, Matt? Always like, what's going on? So, they descend into the eye.
Asking your notes. What do you mean, Matt? Why have I wrote Matt?
Yeah. I'm asking myself, why did I write this down? There's an eerie light, like that. It's permeating. There's no lights, but it's lit. And Rand is like, he's a little weary of it, but he feels like it's innocuous. Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lit. And it's cool. It's wicked. Okay.
So early on, because I'm going to make a reference here. Rand makes a mention that his skin tingles here a bit as they approach closer to the Eye of the World.
I missed that. Yeah.
So earlier, I made a point to say that the girls got a little tingle, goosebumps from Moraine when she was doing a certain thing while cleaning up the camp. Should I wait for her to come back? She might be listening, but
no, she's back. Sure.
Okay. So what was happening there, Moraine was cleaning up her wards, and the girls who are on their way to Tarvalin got a little goosebumpy as Moraine channeled. Real recognize real, you know what I mean? Like, so as somebody's doing magic around you, if you can do magic, you can kind of, it's happening. And Rand's descending towards this pool of Sidene, and is getting a tingle on the way down. Was another little detail. Echo just said, "Oh, you didn't get that." I caught that this time around. I was like, "Oh,
in his pants."
they are. Yeah. There is more hinting going on here that I just glossed over many other reads or didn't retain it. We get an awesome description there. It's a crystal pond shaped like an eye, like there's crystals growing on it. It's shiny, deep pool of what looks like water, but all the boys, what is it? But what is it? And it's explained to us. We got the lore a little bit. I just kind of did it out of order. I forget who knocks the rock in. I don't know if it was Matt that knocked the rock in or Rand.
Matt.
A rock falls in. Matt.
Obviously, Matt. I didn't even have to think about that.
Thank you.
Matt. He knocked the bucket down the well, which got the goblins to come towards and attack him in Moria. Yeah.
So instead of it just sink,
throw yourself down there next time and save us of your idiocracy. Close. That's right. Paraphrased.
But the rock, instead of just sinking to the bottom like it was water, it evaporates, disappears, just kind of like dissolves into nothingness, which is pretty cool in my opinion. It's explained that it's the essence of Sidene, and there's enough there that there's enough in this pool that it could free the Dark One. Like there's enough power just kind of resting there to basically end it all. And it's shocking to all of them. Everybody's standing there.
That's both.
I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Either mend
one
the
way
seal
or
or
the
break
other.
the seal.
Correct.
Because apparently right now it's cracked, which explains all the shenanigans.
And the ones that are coming up, that we get a little bit of what's going on with that too. It's kind of neat. All of them are in awe about this. Loyal's very curious, because it was built for a very desperate need. They're feeling the tension of the room. Like we're in a very important point, physically and metaphysically, I would say. Again, it's explained. I already said it, but the greatest works are done together. But why? And again, Taviran. We get a Taviran thing. Like, why do you need us here? Why are we all here? Because Taviran needs to be there. And the Dark One's going to strike here. And having all three of you Taviran here at the Eye of the World, where he's supposed to be attacking, might sway this in our favor. Fingers crossed. Kind of thing, this isn't even guaranteed, like I'm basically playing all of my best cards and that is just a 50-50 chance now. You know what I mean? Like it's so Moraine's trying her best to explain to all of them how important this is and why they're needed, because they are very apprehensive. And again, the boys were fantasizing about adventuring, and when you be careful what you wish for sometimes, you think you want an adventure because you don't realize the negative things, like they were saying about sleeping. We got that throughout this whole thing as they're running, sleeping under bushes. This isn't in the books. You know what I mean? Not eating for 3 days. That's not in the books. It's in this book. It's not exactly great going on an adventure. You're not always happy all the time. And these guys want to get out. Better to burn out than fade away. That's right. At least for some, that's the logic. You are Taviran, yay! And so this is where it gets weird for me. Like, I don't know how it happens, but there's an appearance by two people now. I found you at last, and Rand whips his head around because he thinks it's Beelzebub, but it's not him, and it's not Fades either. It turns out it's two people. And Land immediately starts, who are you? Why are you here? What is going on here? How did you get here? He led us here. And they point directly at Matt. So they followed the scent of the dagger. You know, because they they recognize the evil that was there. It's an old evil. It's an eviler than
Old
evil.
enemy.
Evil. Yeah. So they were able to sense that, and they found him there, and that was going to be part of the discussion. How did they get there without having the need to get there?
They needed to get there. That's what do you mean? That's I think it's that simple. They needed to get there, and Matt just was, because Matt was there, their need was strong enough. They met the threshold, and they were in the area that they could meet the Green Man. So they met the Green Man area, and they're like, all right, well, the Eye of the World room's already open. See, a stupid loser went right past him because he doesn't seem like he's hostile and going to attack. So they probably walked straight past him into this other room area, wherever they are, down in this basement.
Okay, so it's not just me. There is like a weird logistics thing though too. Like it felt like they went
I don't
into
physically
somewhere.
know where the Eye of the World room is. They kind of like went from this like garden area to another room, and it seems like they went kind of like a hallway stair room thing. To me, that
weird,
part isn't
right?
clear on where the room is, but I think that's kind of
Okay.
on purpose. It's supposed to be a like liminal space, I think. But yeah, I think these dark agents were just roaming around, and they're like, oh, that guy disappeared, the guy we were tracking. And then once they, found him again, they needed to get there, so they just did.
So the need does work both ways, you're saying. Like it works for the Dark One as well as anybody fighting the Dark One.
Why wouldn't it?
Because it was supposed to be protected. Like it's explicitly made so people can't get
really
there
want to
twice.
answer.
Okay, go ahead. No, all right.
No, I can't. I want to let Lou have
That's
his
why
phone, but I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, can you answer? And you're like, no, not yet. All right. But more, what I'm saying is, like you were saying, logistically, it doesn't make sense to me, and that's why I was having a hard time. Like even moving on from that point, my brain can't get past the physical. This is supposed to be ABC, and it's not. It's kind of like they just appeared out of the, to be there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lou? What's your opinion on that question?
Oh, we talked about frickin' frack?
Yes.
Yes.
And how they
My
found the
bad,
Eye of
brother.
the World.
That was my question. Is like, yo, how did frickin' frack find this place? Like, I didn't get the sense when we were first introduced to this Green Man, evil presence can pop up here. But who knows? It's magic in a sense because frickin' frack used magic, and I have no fucking clue who frickin' frack is because I was never introduced to frickin' frack. So I'm like, who are these two new guys? This isn't who I expected, but fuck it, let's go.
And Chris Mack makes the point. That's what I was just coming to the realization to as we were talking this out. They need to be there because the pattern needs them to need to be there in order to facilitate the story, even on a basic level like that. They have to be there because they are the bad guy. They are the ones making the strike at the Eye of the World. That's what the prophecy was saying. Sight blinder intends to blind the eye of the world, blah, blah, blah.
And I think the Taviran thing also goes both ways because there's 3 Taviran. It had enough of an influence that maybe normally, Dark Ones can't go here, but there's 3 Tavirans here literally pulling things towards here.
Right. You're making the strongest whirlpool you can, so it's going to suck everything into that.
And these people already
pull
want to
those
get there
threads
really,
together.
really badly anyway. So I think there's a little bit of an overlap. You have this whirlpool swirling, and they want to get there. So it's just like, all right, good enough. You're able to come on in.
Okay, yeah, you meet all the checks, so you get the correct path open. Gotcha. I just, like I was saying, logistically in my brain, it wasn't working out. And that's why I need to talk to you guys about this kind of stuff. It's always been me just reading it and going, okay. And if I didn't understand something,
You just say, maybe it makes sense
glossing
later.
over it instead. Yeah. I'll figure it out maybe.
Well, I mean, it's 7 go down a tunnel, returned out from tunnel, and 2 more people are popping up. You're like, yo, when we went down, where'd y'all come from? It's that concept. It is what it is. You just gotta use your imagination to figure out how they got there.
They snuck in behind them.
Right, yes. They were tiptoeing in the shadow the whole time. You just didn't see them.
Mhm.
So they make a point to call out Matt
Echo?
for leading them there.
Echo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did it again. Go, Mr. Pineapple.
I literally
speak
hit
up.
the
Be more
fourth year.
aggressive.
No. We've got a straight order. We go Annie's point, Lou's point, Eccles' point, Spurg's point. But I think you four have pretty much covered everything. Over the last like 10 minutes on it. But essentially, with regards to the need, Annie hit exactly the right point of how it works is based on the need of the person or the Ogier or whatever. So their need is they need to get in there for the Dark Lord because there's a side in there where they can break him out, essentially. So their need is probably more than anyone apart from Moraine's need with regards to getting there. And she's already been there before. So they feel that quota massively, more than anyone else. The second answer to that, I believe, is they explain that they were the first ones kind of like released or, broken out. So I think they were in the Blight when everything got locked down. So that's why they're in the Blight. And that's why, they're drawn towards the correct area in the Blight because of the dagger, so they can track down where they are roughly. And then they've got enough need that they also feel the quota to pass in because it's so smart that it's not based on your morals or if you're an Aes Sedai or if you can whatever. It's based on how high is your need you can then get in here. So that's
and I find it fascinating because they wouldn't have been able to get in there if Moraine's group wasn't in there.
Right.
So, yeah.
So there's an order of operation. That's what I mean. Go ahead. Sorry, Echo.
No, it's fine. I was also just going to throw in there. The main issue we have is how they got in there. Like, this is a magical world that's just spawned out of nowhere. And there's another subsection of the magical world. And I think I kind of just do what maybe Spurg is guilty of doing when you read books. You kind of go, yeah, all right, okay, cool. It's not overly clear. So you're like, sure, you're here and then you're here. Like, I already know it's supposed to be a world that isn't visible to anyone else. So I'm not really too fussed about the next level that they went to from that magical room, Like, I didn't think it was a
like I said, I just imagined it as like
magical room. Yeah.
A basement door. They just went through a door, went downstairs, and then they're like, all right, we're now in this room with a big pool.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I think what it is there wasn't like an exit. Like they didn't come back outside. It's just like they are back outside. You know what I mean? Like we've been handheld.
There wasn't an entrance. There wasn't an entrance there either, Spurg. Sorry, to where they got in the first place. They didn't walk through anywhere. They just turned up. So I guess it kind of makes sense that there's not anywhere to walk to for the next space there, right? Because they didn't walk in an entrance and they're not going to walk out of an exit. So maybe.
But the way this chapter ended, dude, it really makes you want to go to the next one because like, you get introduced to frickin' Frack. I just can't remember their names. Sorry. They are
we're getting like because that's where I'm at.
Where Chris Mack puts it, they're useless mini bosses.
So like I said, they're pointing at Matt. That's how they got there, but they know who they're looking for, and they know they're looking for Rand. And then Moraine says, "Who are you?" And that's when we get like the awesome description of who these guys are, like the way they look, the way they're dressed, their skin. The one is wearing a mask, so you can't really see his face, but the mask does kind of change expression with his face. Kind of creepy. And the other one is like skin and bone, like literally a skeleton with skin over it, just barely functioning as a human being.
I pictured Barry Ribs is what I pictured.
You know I love messing with that guy. First guy to block me on Twitter, by the way.
Lucky you.
Agenor is the mouthpiece. He's the one that's still healthy enough to speak, and Bethamel is the one that's right with him, who's even closer to being near death. And it turns out they're the Forsaken. Oh no! I think this is the first time we hear that. Maybe not. Maybe just in passing. I don't think. No.
Hearing them, yes, but hearing the term Forsaken, no, because I believe Lanfear's
He's
name,
to sleep, right?
Ishmael, and one other name was mentioned.
Oh yeah,
a few
okay. They did.
chapters
Somebody
back.
did. Right. Somebody was like the Forsaken, and then that. Yes, there was a list of names, and one of them was Agenor.
Hmm.
So yeah, now this is Moraine is pointing out these two are are part of the Forsaken. These are like Chris said, underbosses. And we get the explanation of how they were bound and sealed, just like the Dark One, except they were sealed pretty close.
I'd like to make a slight. They don't seem like underbosses. Mr. Dream Guy seems like an underboss, mini boss type of guy. These guys seem like bosses because in the next scene they seem like Sith Lord type guys.
Yes, and
there's a pecking order, Annie.
Yeah, I'm saying these guys are definitely higher than Balzamon because Balzamon can't do fucking shit.
Well,
that's where you're mistaken. It makes you're led to believe that. But if Balzamon is who I think he is per show context, he is much higher stature.
Well, you'll see, won't you?
Yeah.
Because right now, I agree, he can't do anything much except terrorize in dreams, and these two are physically walking outside in the world now. And they were bound in the Dark One's prison as well, except they were very close to the edge, so the wheel of time was close to them, so time did still affect them. The further deeper into the Dark One's prison you are, the less you are affected by time. Like a prorated stasis.
Yeah.
To the wheel of time. Yes, that's what I just said. And so Lan draws a sword and makes a charge at him, and I'm not sure which one, but he gets batted aside like he's a little rag doll. Because guess what? Ain't no match for the one power with that sword, dude. No matter how badass he was up until this point, he just got smacked. Which calls back to why Agenor or Agilmar, Lord Agilmar, was like, you know, he was thinking that it was Moraine, Egwene, and Nynaeve who were going to be the actual fighters in this situation.
This scene, that little sequence right there, when it played out, I thought back to Infinity War when what's his face charged that Squidward and he just brushed him aside.
And the same thing basically happens again a second time because Nynaeve is so headstrong and impulsive. She pulls out her dagger and then runs and tries to stab.
Well, she did stab old boy.
Yes,
he stabbed old boy in the chest. And he's like, oh, I love the way this feels. And he puts his thumb in her.
And he uses the power on her. He picks her up and is holding her by her under her neck. And it's like, I forgot what the pleasures of the flesh feel like and all this kind of stuff. And so Nynaeve being in trouble right after Lan getting tossed aside, Egwene feels like she needs to act up and start trying to channel the power.
And Rand is, stop, no, stop.
Yes, Rand stops her. You can't do this. You can't fight them. And Egwene is upset about it. Like, I think at this point he knocks her over and is on top of her. And as he stands up to get to himself,
something, but her powers aren't letting her. She's not strong enough.
She's trying to reach out to the source, and because she's such a novice, she can't do so yet. And Rand is trying to be smart. Like, look, dude, we need to get out of here. We're not strong enough to fight these people. Like any true hero, you got to run away. And then the Green Man makes his reappearance. He comes out of nowhere, basically, to defend the Arch. This is my home, and you shall not destroy it. That you shall not pass. Basically, Gandalfing up the place. And it's going to start...
Not quite, but I see where you're going with it.
He comes in like an old man. You cannot fight. That's a big part of this, Chris. You can't fight destiny. So Bartholomew and the Green Man start fighting. Again, Bartholomew's the masked one that doesn't speak. Bartholomew tries to set the Green Man on fire. And in a counter move against that of being set on fire, he starts growing at an exponential rate and growing roots into Bartholomew, and then out his bones and skin and out of his eyes and out of his mouth, and they grow into.
Okay, are we jumping ahead?
What did I miss?
Well, because I'm feeling like that happened in the next chapter.
Well, hold on, Lou. Lou, this is the
No.
problem.
This is
You can't focus enough when you're reading. Spurg's doing it chapter by chapter. He writes down notes. You're like, oh, Annie, do you want to hear a spoiler for later in the next book? No. Just let Spurg take it. It's fine.
Yeah. So
He
The-
gets
the
turned.
Green
He
Man
gets
is
like
like-
exploded with plants, basically.
He gets turned
Yes,
into a flower. Yes.
yes, which in my opinion is kind of cool because it's defeating flower by or defeating fire by overtaking it with plants, which is kind of antithetical to what we normally think. Forest fire should have broke out, but instead he smoldered it with life, which is kind of neat. And then the Green Man himself starts growing into a giant oak tree. Like he is on top of it's all growing into like a natural tree mound thing. And it's noticed that the dirt is covered. Bathamel's gone. The Green Man's gone. And there's just like now the acorns are falling off of the tree, and it's just kind of like this nice
It's just
little
a little
area.
Oh,
acorn.
yeah, that's right. This gave me the Groot reminder.
Mhm.
Groot.
And even Agenor is stunned by the display here that the Green Man did. He was just like, everybody's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, wow, that kind of happened. And now we got Moraine versus Agenor. I wrote down the note Flames and Fury. Moraine is trying to set him on fire now, and the flames aren't really touching him. She's very upset. No staff. Moraine says to everybody to run. And so everybody kind of does, yes, like Chris says, everybody kind of just runs off in different directions. I think they're basically running in a general similar direction, but spreading out a bit. And again, Egwene tries to stop and help. Like she's going to do something to help save Moraine. Again, Egwene is very headstrong and tries to be... She's a level 2 character trying to be a level 10 character. Like she thinks she can do everything before she can do it, even though she hasn't taken the proper steps to learn it. And that's kind of one of her better traits in a way. Go ahead. Yes, Echo.
She doesn't realize that she's been brought there so she can get the XP from defeating the boss. You're not supposed to join in. You're not supposed to hit with your wooden stick. Just let the level 20
just leech.
do the spells.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just leech.
You just hang out in the back of the party and get the experience points while you let the real fighters do the work.
Yeah.
Very, very good way to put it too with an RPG like that. Because I know for a fact I've tried to level up weaker characters that way by dragging them out with stronger ones. And that's exactly what's going on here. She thinks she's going to kick some ass. She can't kick any ass. She's with a couple of stronger guys like Lan and Moraine, and wants to join their ranks, eager to join their ranks for sure. She wants to fight. She's ass kicking little girl, woman. Which I think the books does a much better job at empowering them than the show did, where they're just kind of like girl boss. You know what I mean? It's like, we're women and we're tough anyway. So as they're running away, Egwene tries to help, and Rand again grabs her by the arm. Let's go. You can't do what you think you're gonna do. And again, being a little petulant, and Egwene is like, I can do what I want. And no,
stop mansplaining to me, Rand.
Exactly. But he literally, and then he manhandles her and pushes her so hard that she has no other choice but to start running, and she goes. And Rand starts to follow a bit, and as he's running away, the chapter ends on Moraine screaming. And that's it. That's why Lou had to keep going, because it literally ends on...
R.I.P. R.I.P. Moraine. Yeah. Sad.
So we got a nice climactic third chapter after doing a little bit of...
Being a 27-minute long chapter, it really did a lot.
And that's what I was getting at before. We've been through a couple of hour-long chapters where nothing happened.
Shit.
But stuff did happen. We had things to talk about, especially like where Rand and Matt were traveling and playing for their own food and blah blah blah. And that kind of stuff. You know,
that's
we got build ups. Like it's not like, and again, like in the show, I was just to my point. Rand didn't just know how to play the flute, and Matt didn't just know how to juggle. Like they didn't just cut to that. We got to watch them learn how to do that because Tom was frustrated trying to teach them. So it's kind of neat in that way. What did you guys think of this last chapter? We got, well, this, not last chapter, but the last chapter we read. We got a nice climax. The first one we read, a little bit of traveling to the Blight. Then we got a little bit of set through the Blight. Then we got a little bit of climax into the Blight. Annie, Lou, then Echo. Or maybe not Echo, because I don't like him.
Well then,
I
I
know
thought they
it's not
were.
bad.
I thought they were
I
all
love
three
you, man.
fantastic. This third one was definitely a header. Maybe one of the better chapters, just because of we're kind of getting some threads, kind of not closing, but kind of bundling back together, and it's nice to see. Finally, the Eye of the World, you know, the name of the book and everything like that. We get an introduction to, unless they die in the next 3 chapters, some villains for the next book. And I'm weary that our group's going to get split up again because I don't like when that happens. But I guess we'll see where that goes. And it's a little unclear, but I believe Green Man kind of died. He went tree mode, and that seemed kind of permanent. So he also mentioned that if he went into that room because of some prophecy, he knew he was going to die anyway. So I assume he suicide bombed.
Yes, that's a good way to put that. That's exactly what happened. He went tree mode. I agree. That was the last of the Green Man. We don't see him. Spoiler: he's done. Yeah.
But there is the red man that
self-sacrifice.
we see in book 2, and there's the blue man group
The blue
that are
man.
in book 4. Yeah, they're just at an
Really
inn.
good
They're just
entertainers.
playing at an inn. But yeah.
Lou, how are you enjoying these 3 chapters?
I wanted to keep going, honestly.
You did keep going.
Only for one. I could have actually did the other chapter too because I had 20 minutes to kill before joining us, so I could have kept going.
I got good
understand.
news. In 10 minutes time, go knock yourself out, read the other 3, and then read them again next week.
Oh, I will because the next chapter's fun.
What do you think of the one that we just reviewed? What do you think
Look,
of that?
man, we introduced a group. Group dies. Let's move on. I'm ready to keep going. God damn it, I had fun with it. You know this already.
Oh, but
Yeah.
I know. I like the energy. I like the anticipation that you want. You're ready to finish this book and get going in the next one. It's got you. This is what I was hoping for. Is that it's pulling you along.
Yes,
Me, Lou, book good. Next.
yes, book good. I got introduced to 2 freaking fracks that never knew existed. I want more.
Perfect. Okay, so what
You're
did
muted,
Echo
Annie.
think? Good point.
And not important.
So with regards to the Green Man, yes, very much. Even from the chapter, I think it's quite specific. It was quite symbolic. There was like not a chestnut, but you know what, an acorn or whatever growing from. So he's kind of like at most, which we already know he doesn't. He maybe gets reborn. You know, he doesn't. But like that's the kind of impression you're supposed to get. Yes, no, exactly, Connor. With regards to that, I really enjoyed the chapter because I think it gave us a new level of, you know how Cupcake, the guy who was here for one episode, really enjoyed the levels of magic. I think this was really good for that because it kind of showed us, we've always had Moraine, she'll save him, Moraine's going to save him, and now we've got 2 guys come along who are Forsaken, and they're just like, we're next level. Like we're next level above it. So now we kind of know in our head, oh shit, one of them got killed by like the Green Man. That's pretty awesome. But in regards to these Forsaken, I think they say there's like 13 of them. So we know, shit, okay, so these aren't someone that you're gonna meet every day and like just be able to like have Moraine beat them up and land stab them. You know, they're super powerful, and the fact that none of them there could do anything with them makes you kind of realize, okay, cool, right? That's the realistic expectation that if there's a Forsaken about, they're not just going to get beaten. Ironically, I know one gets beaten immediately in this, but you don't have a Green Man for every scenario. So I thought it was a great chapter. I can't wait for the next 3 as well. But I do want to set realistic expectations. You're going to have these feelings all over again, really, because it's going to be book 2 and you're going to be chapter 1, 2, and 3, Lou. So prepare for there's going to be a bit of world building going forward again.
Book 2, so we move up an extra chapter.
Yeah, excellent, man. My first time through this, again, that's why I'm happy to be talking to you guys. It was very whirlwindy because, like Lou said, you want to keep going. And so I was absorbing it quickly. I was like, oh, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Like this time I at least understood better what happened to Bartholomew and the Green Man. Like as I'm hearing it, I'm like, oh, he's growing into him. But then it's like this quick, he grew into a tree, and then there was this like lovely little mound of dirt, and nobody can recognize either one entity from what they were. Like it all happened so quick to me. And then I went into the next 3 chapters, and it just happened so quick, and it was book over. I was like, what? What just happened?
It's such a good point, and I'm sure it's but for me and Spurg, it's probably slightly different for you two. But I so appreciate doing a show with it, because you do, like, if someone said to me, okay, Echo, from what you remember, what happens to Baphomet, I'd be like, not a clue. And then if they narrowed it down for me, I'd be like, something happens here, and I know the Green Man dies. But that would be like, I probably wouldn't even remember he gets killed by the Green Man. So the fact that we kind of have this breakdown just helps me in general, because I like knowing all this stuff. And it does feel like a bit of a hack if you're like, do you like Wheel of Time? Yeah, great. Can I ask you a question? Sure, but I probably won't know it really because I kind of just, there's so much to take in. But yeah. And also shout out to Deadfall for that comment. Sorry, it made me chuckle.
And then this is what is fun for me.
Can you read it? Can you read it for him? Can you read it for him, please?
Me, Lou. Me read book. Me hate pants. Takes off pants.
Brilliant.
I never knew there was a fucking Green Man, so this introduction of him was exciting.
Yeah.
Like, and again, without going into the Forsaken that I know of, Frick and Frack here was a cool introduction because I had no clue they were even around. My introductions are 2 people totally different who are high level people. But again, that was TV show. I get TV shows doing things different because of time constraints and moving story along to get to where they want to get to.
A lot of factors, time, budget, story order.
I look at it like this. Who's to say we would have ever met Frick and Frack in the show? They might have only if there's 13, we might have only got 8 total on the show. Who fucking knows? Because of how fast they were moving.
Right. Until there was a reason to bring all of them, and I think it's 12. 12 Forsaken plus the Dark One does make 13. So what, you know what I mean.
I thought it was 13. Fair enough.
Is it? You're right. You're probably right. I don't know.
Only because I thought it's like they kind of say it's like it's a magical number, or it's a strong number.
Yeah.
Kind of like, only because we're like, well, yeah. Also, it's unlucky for some. Duh, we've got that in our world as well. It's not that special.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I know
12 apostles.
12 apostles of the dark. Okay, so that's why I was counting the Dark One as that would be the 13th in my opinion, but I don't know.
I was
12 Forsaken.
Is there 12 plus the Dark One essentially?
Yeah. So Spurg, future reference.
Remember. I'll go check the wiki after we get out of here because I'm lazy. But I think Chris is right. It's 12. Because of that, it's not because of the magical 13 number, but religion, like 12
Wiki
apostles,
says
12 disciples. Oh, Wiki says 13. All right, perfect.
There are 13 original Forsaken in Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time.
Boom, roasted. Chris and I lose.
Oh, my name's Chris. I'm so smart. I'm furthering my education. Well, you're not furthering it in the Forsaken, bitch. Boom, roast.
So Spurg, going into the new book, don't sit there and say the next chapter is great because you're going to get me to want to read it.
I know. I shouldn't. You're right. I
should have said hard stop chapter 50. Like,
I know.
That's what prompted me to go, ooh, I want to keep going.
Because it does. It ends on a yell. It ends on a because Agonor's walking through flames. He was going after Egwene,
God damn!
and then Rand throws a rock at him to distract him. Like, okay. Oh, that's what was cool. Rand does go throw a rock right at his head, and before the rock hits him in his head, it dissolves. Like he just like poof, in the dust before it could even get to him. So it's being very pointed at us that physical attacks mean nothing to these guys. You better come with some magic, and it better be correct. And because if it ain't, we're gonna mess you up pretty bad.
Right, Lan, who's had like no problem with anything so far, is the second he attacks, he's just like, "Oops! All right, well, we just force push you away. You're out of the fight now."
Yes.
Imagine if he just looked at Moraine and went, "Well, that's me out of the battle. Good luck."
So
yeah.
don't look at Pineapple's chat because those names
It's
don't
just
mean
the
nothing.
There's names.
Those
They won't
names
mean
don't
anything.
mean nothing.
Yeah.
No, but there's a couple in there. Like, there's some good characters right there that I think you guys are gonna enjoy. There's hero characters in here that are yet to make an appearance that I think you're gonna enjoy. I want to make a point that Ingtar gets brought up here a couple times. He was being a petulant bitch about fighting in the blight and going to kill some people. I really like that guy. There's something going on here that we'll find out later. And that's it, really, right? We nailed it down. We got 3 more chapters next week. We'll be finishing up the book. We'll get full on
just before Christmas.
Thoughts and commentary for start to finish. Thoughts and prayers kinds of things. And until then, let's do plugs and get the hell out of here and call it a day and have a happy Tuesday for everybody.
Before we do get out of here, I wanted to suggest that since we're finishing the book on the 30th, which is the following Tuesday after the next one, do we want to do a roundup of the book, like discussion, just kind of maybe have some people on to talk about it?
I'm game. I know Pineapple won't be in town.
We did talk about it, and we said I said I'm not around over the Christmas period, and then we said okay, well we'll leave it. But I guess you guys
on the 30th?
do it if you want to go over the book.
You're not available?
No, I'm on holiday.
Okay, no worries then.
Yeah, 2 weeks for him.
I have a short memory.
Just don't listen.
Yes, it's true.
Ignoring the pineapple.
Shut up, Annie. Don't say you hate me. That's too far.
Hey, maybe we can get Deadpool to join us on panel.
Well, Chris Mack, Deadpool, and anybody else like Blinded Fool, if you want to come through and have a chat, a discussion. My email's in the description. If you go to the About section on my channel, my email's there. It's Mediamizer, MEDIAMIZER @gmail. If you guys ever want to hit me up and do anything. Yeah, let's do the correct plugs. Or Annie, you got something else you want to say? Let's say it on.
No, I was just going to do my plug, which is check my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com @Insanity, INSANNEITY.
Links down below for Annie, Lou, Echo, and I think Cupcake's still in there if you want to give him a shout out too.
Catch me here next Tuesday as well. Catch me this Saturday, right, Pineapple?
You'll catch all of us.
Yeah, it's the 20th.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Saturday. On with the Pineapple as we discuss the clown known as Joey C.
Dun dun dun. Yes, and you can see my last stream of 2025 at Echo Pineapple. It's going to be 5 a.m. Eastern until I think 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Ridiculous. 1,000 minutes of Joey C punishment to thank you guys for your support. Get me to 1,000. We do need to sort out Spurgy and Annie, boost their numbers over next year. That's my mission. Get you guys up to 500. Having fun. But yes, do your show on the 30th, guys, especially if anyone like Chris or Deadfall or Light Blinded want to come on. Do that show on the 30th. That's fine. And then we'll be back to normal with the new book, second book on the 6th. Same bat channel, correct. Same bat place. We're not allowed to say that according to Pat Dixon, but I think it's funny.
Oh, we're not allowed to say "oh my" either. Kiss my.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was the one. Yeah.
It's Aiel, Ogiers, and audiobooks. I almost, when you were on with him, I almost put it in the chat to see if you.
Oh my.
Yeah.
A twofold too to get Pat's chat to see the title of that show because I don't really promote this to too many dabblers.
I was just going to side promote before you do yours as well. We are going to get the voices for the audiobook readers, the Aes Sedai and the Ashraman, as we call it. So next time, Deadfall, that you're on, he's going to have this sorted, and you're going to send him a nice little super tip, and you're going to make the voices for the men and the girls, all right? All right, Deadfall, you hear me? I'm in charge of this show. I tell everyone what to do. Right, okay.
That's right. Now, I know you need to be a boss. Got it. That's what you do. And I want to thank you, Echo, for popping the old super tip cherry there. $20 for the snack fund. Thank you so very much. I know you forbid everybody else from giving you money, at least me and Annie on this panel here for sure. Similar, man. It's like, cut that out. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being a friend. I will see you here next week, Monday night. Game night, Tuesday morning, book talk, and you'll catch me around the internet throughout the week on Annie's channel, on Eccles' channel. If Lou ever invites me over to hang out with the Belly Boys, I think I got to put on another 50 pounds, and I should be able to get on that show.
You want an invite? You're invited. Just let me know when.
That's not how it works. Excuse me, I want an invite. Can you invite me? Dickhead.
All right, let's get out of here. I'm going to hit the
I
end,
had
okay?
no clue he wanted to join the Belly Bros.
Shut up, Lou, you trolloc.
He's already been on Space Donkey at least once.
All right.
We wear the footsteps of our fathers, the trail blazed by our mothers. They bought the land with their blood, Lord, long ago. Long ago, Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks. Oh my, oh sing of Manetheren. Oh, we for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for Manetheren. Long ago, Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks. Oh my. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for Manetheren. Long ago,